what I'm saying? That's the same tribe that who the world calls Jesus Christ. We call him Yahweh Shai, but who the world calls Jesus Christ, that's where he from. Your favorite Hebrew what's that? That's a Revelation.
Wake him up, wake him up! The book of Hebrews, chapter 7, and verse 14.
Bring it out!
For it is evident that our Lord sprang out of Judah.
See, it says our Lord sprang out of Judah. It's talking about Christ. So he would be from the same tribe, ultimately, that you come from. All right, bring that out.
It's the book of Revelation, chapter 22, verse 16. I, Jesus, have sent mine angel to testify unto you these things in the church. I am the root and the offspring of David, and the bright and morning star.
It said I Jesus, so it said he the root and the offspring of Judah. So ultimately he would look like you. You know what I'm saying? The account is in the Bible, but I mean, ultimately we're really just trying to show our people who they are, try to make them identify through the Bible. So bring me Deuteronomy 28 and 1 and Deuteronomy 1 and 1.
Be the key to commandments, we put to death.
Because the thing is, brother, it's like they gave us all these bywords and stuff like that and put that on us. They call us black, they call us Afro-American, Negroes, ADOS, all these different terms they put on us, and that's taking us away from who we really are in the Bible. And then it's like all them same 18 nationalities that the Lord created is still in there. You know what I'm saying? Like, those people are still here on this earth. It's just that everybody done changed their names to where we don't really know who we are. So that's what we're trying to show you. So Deuteronomy 1 and 1.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 1 and verse 1. These be the words which Moses spake unto all Israel.
So ultimately, this whole book of Deuteronomy, Moses spake it unto all Israel, these people that's on the sign. That's what I'm trying to get you to see. Right. So when we jump to Deuteronomy 28, let's talk about the blessing and the curses that will be upon us from the Lord. So Deuteronomy 28 and 1.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 1. And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
So if we listen
to observe and do all his commandments, which I command thee this day, that the Lord thy God will set thee on high above all nations of the earth.
So if we listen to the Lord and we ultimately do his commandments, we're going to be set on high above all nations on the face of the earth. That's everybody. Contrary to popular belief, with the Lord, it ain't no equality. Like, he got a chosen base, chosen vessel, and a chosen nation.
That's right.
So verse 15.
Verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
So if we don't listen to the Lord and we don't, you know what I'm saying, follow his laws, statutes, and commandments, we're going to have a bunch of curses on us. And ultimately these curses show us like why we're in the state we're in, why all these things happen to us on the news, all that type of stuff. So the first curse, verse 16.
Verse 16, cursed shalt thou be in the city, cursed shalt thou be in the field.
So it said, cursed shalt thou be in the city and cursed shalt thou be in the field. So in the city, we right here in the middle of the hood in 3rd Ward. So I mean, ultimately, how are people living out here? When you say we'll be like in the lower state, brother? You said, yeah?
I jot down information as I see you.
Nah, that's cool by all means. But when you say out here in 3rd Ward, or people will be in the lower state, like, this is the hood, we stay in the slums and every...
I wouldn't call it slums.
So what would you say?
When I was coming here back in the 70s, early 80s, you know what I'm saying? 3rd Ward and South Park was somewhere you can call home.
You said it was what?
It was considered where you can call home. Because you took it in about the country. That's why
ultimately, like, oh man. So ultimately, you can say the same thing about like Acres Home, which is supposed to be the most thriving, I guess you would say, community and used it for us, you know what I'm saying? But now look at it, you know what I'm saying? And then now look at Third Ward, that's what I'm saying. Now ultimately they gentrifying it, but before they start moving in and buying our properties, we set in the lower state.
We allowing it.
Yeah, but then
it's each other every day, my brother. Especially Third Ward. I'm on Juneteenth, witness 4 murders. You know what I'm saying? I keep contact with murder. You know what I'm saying? I'm homeless. You know what I'm saying? Not because it has to be. Because I want to see what the Third Ward is about right now. You know what I'm
I mean, I see what you're saying, like more so on the corner level, but ultimately it's of God that all this stuff was gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? So in the city, we sit in the lower state, and then in the field. So of course, this was our people that was in the field. This had to happen to us because we went off from the Lord. You know what I'm saying? We wasn't listening to the Lord, following His laws, statutes, and commandments. So give me verse 37.
Verse 37.
Bring it out.
And thou shalt become an astonishment, a proverb, and a byword among all nations, whither the Lord shall lead thee.
So we should become an astonishment. Like with that brother with the whole pink outfit that just came by, that's an astonishment. Our people should not be like that. According to the law, we're not supposed to dress like that.
Sure.
I don't know, it don't look like that. Oh, okay. I just seen him and I was like, man, but okay, regardless, that us, you know, operating that manner, like I feel, well, I don't want to say I feel like, but men shouldn't be wearing no like men's shirts and all this type of stuff. Like that looks rather effeminate. But stuff like that, us sagging our pants, how we operate, you know what I'm saying, and try to get attention and all this type of stuff, that'll be astonishing. Then it said about a proverb and a byword. Proverb would be like a wise saying, you know what I'm saying, like well, what they feel like is wise, because ultimately it's derogatory to us. So when they say, if you want to hide something from a nigga, put it in the book, like that would be a proverb of theirs. Or, huh?
We ain't gonna read it.
I mean,
it ain't called ignorance, it's just what they do.
Right.
But, I gotta go back to work, I'm at work too. But I want to hear the word.
Well, take a fly then, brother.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I mean, ultimately we was trying to get you to understand that, you know, you are
of our people. I can come there and sit in.
Huh?
I got time to sit in wherever y'all know.
I mean, we're gonna be right here for a few hours if you plan on coming back.
I have to work, you know what I'm saying? Like tomorrow, whatever, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
Every Friday we in Midtown. Yeah, every Friday we in Midtown.
206 Gray Street. 206 Gray Street.
Huh?
206 Gray Street.
Yeah, from 8:30 until, and then every Saturday or Sabbath day, we normally on and Discovery Green at the park over there. I forgot the address over there, but we normally out there from like 3:30 to about maybe like 8:30. So if you ever get a chance, come out with Discovery Green.
Discovery. D-I-S-C-O-V-E-R-Y. No, I said D-I-S.
And then if you got a phone, we got like a QR code on there, or we got a YouTube channel or something like that. If you're not able to come out, you can still get the edification that way, on that flyer that they gave. All right, brother.
Thank y'all, man. So,
you brought out, man, no, I was still alright, so, I think I had you at Leviticus 19 and 15. Bring out John one more time.
The book of John, chapter 7, verse 24. No, judge not according to the appearance, but judge righteous judgment.
So like I said, we supposed to judge righteous judgment when it comes down to our people. You got a moment for the word?
Hey, sister.
You got a moment for the word of God?
All right. Come hear the word, sis. Y'all 1 minute? Y'all got 1 minute? He want to ask you a question.
Could you come look at the sign real quick? Could you come check out the sign real quick? So ultimately, we're trying to show our people that we of Israel, we of the 12 tribes of Israel. If you would identify yourself as an African American black sister, you would probably be of the tribe of Judah. You You know what I'm saying? Which ultimately, that's the tribe that who they call Jesus Christ would have ascended from. You know what I'm saying? So ultimately, that image that they got in some of them churches with him being a fair-skinned white man, that's not it. You know what I'm saying? That's a false idol that they done set up. But we're trying to show our people that if we come back to the law, statutes, and commandments of the Lord, you know what I'm saying, and ultimately, repent, have the faith and works like it say, we'll be set up on high above all nations. You know what I'm saying? So if you got a moment, I can bring out, some curses that are fully confirmed that we are those people. Because it says it in the Bible, but you got to kind of, weed it out and look through it. You know what I'm saying? Through context, you'll be able to see it. So you got a moment, huh?
Bring the Bible out. Bring it out.
Bring it out.
All right. I guess 1-1 again. 28-1.
Deuteronomy chapter 1, verse 1.
Bring it out.
These be the words which Moses spake unto all Israel.
That's right.
Alright, so it said these be the words that Moses spake unto all Israel. So the whole book of Deuteronomy is addressed to the Israelites. You know what I'm saying? He was and then in chapter 28, which he about to bring out, they're showing the blessings that they'll get if they follow the Lord, and the curses that was going to come upon them if they refuse to hearken unto the Lord. So bring it up.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 15.
Bring it out.
But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe, to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
Right. So from verse 1 on down to like verse 14, it says, I will be set up on high. It says, if we follow the law, statutes, and commandments, we'll be set on high above all people, every nation that's on the face of the earth. That's right. Believe it or not, the Lord has favor. You know what I'm saying? We will be his favorite people. But if we don't listen to him, we're going to be set in the lower state. And all these things that you might sit up here and wonder, like, why is that happening to us? Why are we not getting no justice and all this type of stuff? It's going to clearly show why this is happening to us in these curses, because we fit the narrative. We are those people. So, 16.
Verse 16. Cursed shalt thou be in the city, and cursed shalt thou be in the field.
So cursed shall thou be in the city, cursed shall thou be in the field. Who would y'all say is cursed in the city? As a people, as a nation of people. Us, right? Right. So we teach it to be the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, because they all went through the same atrocities that we did. But ultimately, if we look right here in our hood, it'll be us. You know what I'm saying? They starting to try to build it up with gentrification, but we know, how it operate over here. You know what I'm saying? So, and then it said, "Cursed shall thou be in the field." So, who had the? Who dealt with this? We all know that. You know what I'm saying? That would be our people. That would be us literally cursed in the field. You know what I'm saying? So, I really don't have to expound on that. Go to 37.
It's the book of Deuteronomy 28:37. And thou shalt become an astonishment and a proverb and a byword among all nations, whither the Lord shall lead thee.
So we should be an astonishment and a proverb and a byword amongst all nations. Astonishment is like, like I said, when you see our people walking around, sagging their pants down there to the ground. You got women dressed so immodestly and, revealing everything out here. Like, that's an astonishment to the other nations. Especially like it's promoted to us so heavily through the media, TV, and all that for us to be that way. But all the other nations ultimately like shaking their head like, that's a dang shame, you know what I'm saying? And then it says a proverb. So a proverb would be a wise saying. But like I was trying to tell another brother, it'll be a wise saying according to them, because we would look at what they're saying as, offensive. Yeah, offensive. That's what I'm saying. Because they'll say, you want to hide something from a nigga, put it in the book. You know what I'm saying? We love chicken and watermelon, all this type of stuff. Now, it might have some type of truth up in that, but that's offensive. You know what I'm saying? That's a proverb to them. And a byword. A byword would be like calling us anything outside our God-given nationality. You know what I'm saying? They call us niggas, Afro-American, what is that? What ADO stand for again?
Descendant of slaves.
A descendant of slaves. Moors, Negroes, all this different stuff. Anything outside our God-given nationality. So, all right, verse 45.
Verse 45. Moreover, all these curses shall come upon thee, and shall pursue thee, and overtake thee, till thou be destroyed.
Right.
Because thou hearken not unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to keep his commandments and his statutes, which he commanded thee.
So he reiterating it all over again. He like doing that in the Bible because we're stiff-necked people. Bring out 46.
Verse 46. And they shall be upon thee for a sign, and for a wonder, and upon thy seed forever.
So all this should be up on our seed forever. We continuing to generate, you know what I'm saying? So it's on little man. He gonna suffer the same stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gonna be worried about him when he grow up and he going out there in them streets or whatever the case may be, whether it's on the way to school, walking to school or something like that. You gonna fear for that because you don't know how some of these police officers be doing, how they might handle it.
That's right.
Or how his own people might sit up there with the senseless gang violence, try to, you know, come for him or whatever. But it said a sign. So these curses are gonna be on us for a sign. So we know that that's soul food vegan because it got a sign. You know what I'm saying? We know that they are the police because they got a sign. So these curses are gonna be up on us for a sign and for a wonder. You know what I'm saying? And like I said at the beginning, how we wonder how we got in these different estates, and it's like, why is this just happening to us and it's not happening to the other people? You know what I'm saying? It was we clearly needed aid. When it came down to Biden getting in office, he was sitting up there talking about if you ain't black, if you don't vote for me, and acting like he's gonna come to our aid, you know what I'm saying? But then in the same sense, we already had a whole bunch of injustices going on that they were supposed to help us out with, but then when something happened to the Asian people, immediately, they ain't been suffering the same stuff that we've been suffering for so many years, and then out of nowhere, they want to sit up there and get them, what, billions of dollars or something like that? Right. Get them a whole little fund, but we ain't seen no type of reparations, no nothing. They don't care about it.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? So, go down to 48.
Verse 48. Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee, in hunger, and in thirst, and in nakedness, and in want of all things.
All right, so we should serve our enemies in hunger, thirst, and nakedness. Now, ultimately, we already know soul food vegan, that's a black-owned business. But we don't own our own grocery store. So even for them to have that business, they gotta go to a grocery store owned by their oppressor to sit up there and be able to do that. Or then it said, as far as and in thirst. Like, I know a brother personally went to high school with me. He got his own alkaline water, but ultimately he's buying that from elsewhere. He's not making it, he's not going to no spring and bottling it up himself. He's just buying it in bulk and putting his own label on it. Okay, and then when it comes down to and in nakedness. So, I mean, I imagine y'all got that from our people, the Juneteenth shirts or whatnot. You know what I'm saying? But where did they actually buy those shirts from? Did they get it from our people? No, they sit up there and bought it in bulk from another nation and then pressed it up and made their own business up out of there. So we got to serve our oppressors in want of all things until, what is it?
Until thou be destroyed.
Until thou be destroyed. So that's it on them?
It says, in hunger and thirst and nakedness, and in want of all things, and he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he have destroyed thee.
And we know that physically happened to us. I mean, it's right here on this sign, the man with a yoke of iron upon his neck. You know what I'm saying? So, go to verse 54.
Verse 54.
Oh, nah, it was like all these, I'm jumping around to try to get to the point, because I know y'all got something y'all got going, you know what I'm saying? But it's like, from 15 all the way through 68, they all curses, you know what I'm saying? But 54.
Verse 54. So that the man that is tender among you and very delicate, his eye shall be evil toward his brother.
So that's something that I already just touched on, the evil eye towards your brother. That's that gang violence, you know what I'm saying? Whether it's black on black, black on brown, or whatever the case may be, on top of just hating one another. Because I mean, it's like, if I pull up my car, you know what I'm saying, and I pull up to a gas station, I'm in the hood, and I'm not from there, 9 times out of 10, I get out, instead of being like, oh, what's going on, brother? They gonna look at me like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so evil eye towards your brother, and towards what else?
And toward the wife of his bosom.
Okay, towards the wife of his bosom. So that would be like domestic violence. Like we can't keep our families together, or how we would necessarily treat our women. You know what I'm saying? We don't hold our women in high esteem or nothing like that. It's like, it's always some type of discourse amongst one another. You know what I'm saying? And then it's like, you know, our people call our women B's, H's, all that type of stuff. Pimp them out. We just literally saw a pimp walking through here with 2 women with him or whatnot, and all that. And then what else?
That's where you at over here. You said you had exit.
And toward the wife of his bosom, and toward the remnant of his children, which he shall leave.
So that's single parent households right there. That's why we go through that. You know what I'm saying? Like the father's not known in our communities, whether it's black, Hispanic, or Native American, to stay in the household with their people. You know what I'm saying? Like me, myself, that didn't happen for me. Like I know my father, you know what I'm saying? But he wasn't in the household with me. Neither do we to this day have a great relationship. Not that it's static or nothing like that. He was just never really there. You know what I'm saying? Like, but either way, that was 54. Go ahead, go to 68.
Verse 68.
Exodus 13.
And it reads, and the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
Alright, so it said the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again. Now, when the Lord told us somewhere in the Exodus that we'll never go back to Egypt or see that land physically again. But now it's telling us we should go into Egypt again by ship when we walked up out of there. Like, literally, he did part the water so we could walk through, but ultimately we could have walked around. It's not like going from North America to Africa to where you gotta have a boat, you know what I'm saying? We could have literally walked around that river, but bring that up.
The book of Exodus chapter 13 verse 3. And Moses said unto the people, remember this day in which he came out from Egypt, out of the house of bondage.
So the Lord said that Egypt is synonymous with being a house of bondage. It says it at least 4 or 5 times more over in the scriptures, like letting us know that, you know, Egypt is not just that landmass, it's also remembrance of what we went through in that land. It's a house of bondage. So when it said, say it again.
Right, man. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships by the...
So it'll be like he's gonna bring us into Egypt again, into a house of bondage again by ship. So what other people went into slavery by ship? Like just us, and ultimately like Hispanics as well, you know what I'm saying? Because they would be the native people that was over here, them and the Native Americans, they would be the native people over here, but when they got over here, they slaughtered most of the Native Americans and whatnot, and the so-called Hispanics, Mayans and Aztecs, and then a good remnant of a good portion, they took them from up out of here and took them to other lands, just like we was taking from Western Africa and the transatlantic slave trade. So that's hitting it home again.
That's
and then,
right. Continue in verse 68, it says, thou shalt see it no more again, and there ye shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen.
See that? And that's exactly what happened to us when we got here. They had us on auction blocks as soon as we got up off the ship, selling us as bondmen and bondwomen. You know what I'm saying?
And no man shall buy you.
Right, and it says no man shall buy you, but that term is literally going into, in the Hebrew, is going into redeem. Because we had so many people that tried to save us up out of that. You got like Malcolm X, Marcus Garvey, Martin Luther King, the Black Panthers, like so forth and so on. You know what I'm saying? And nobody was able to do it because the only way that we're going to come out of this lower state is if we come back to the Lord, keep the laws, statutes, and commandments, and do according to this book.
That's right.
So in order to be able to keep the laws, statutes, like, do you know any commandments? Or y'all know any commandments? You said 12? Or a few? Do you know how many that there are? Alright, it's over 600.
Right.
Because I mean, when you go to where they get the Ten Commandments, yeah, where they get the where they get the 10 Commandments from, that'll be in Exodus 20. Nowhere in there does it say these are the 10 Commandments that you should keep, and this only. Like all throughout Exodus, it's nothing but commandments that the Lord gave them. You know what I'm saying? So,
Look out, brother.
So I'm gonna just give y'all a few commandments and that's it. Some that you may not have heard. So Leviticus 11 and 7, Exodus 35 and 10.
This is the book of Leviticus, chapter 11.
I'll start from 1, my bad.
Yeah, in verse 1. And the Lord spake unto Moses and to Aaron, saying unto them, speak unto the children of Israel, saying, these are the beasts which ye shall eat, all the beasts that are on the earth.
Right. So the Lord gave us a dietary law. It's certain stuff, like all in Leviticus 11, certain stuff that we can eat, certain stuff that we can't eat. But I'm going to just give y'all the principal theme that most of our people do eat and indulge in that we're not supposed to. So part 7.
Verse 7. And the swine.
And the swine. So I tried to pick it up. Pork, right. Go ahead.
And the swine, though he divide the hoof and be cloven footed, yet he cheweth not the cud. He is unclean to you.
Right. The swine is unclean to us. But keep going.
Of their flesh shall you not eat, and of their carcass shall you not touch. They are unclean to you.
Right. So we, like, for instance, you go to Wendy's, you know what I'm saying? You sit up there, you hear this, and you provoked under good works. You like, you know what? I mean, do y'all eat pork? Y'all don't? You don't?
I know.
So for you, you leave her.
Pork.
Right. So with you, since you say you still eat, if you was to go to, like, I say Wendy's, and you like, you know what, I'm gonna hearken to the word, I'm supposed to follow these commandments, and you say that you wanted to, I don't even know they menu like that because I don't deal with it, but I know that they have a Baconator. Let's just say you wanted it exactly like that, but you was like, you know what, I want the bacon off. I'm trying to keep the law. If they have bacon on there when you get it, you technically just supposed to give it back and say, give me a whole nother. And make sure you cook me another one. Don't just take the bacon up off of there. We're not supposed to touch it, we're not supposed to deal with it. You know what I'm saying? All right, verse 9.
Verse 9, it reads, these shall ye eat of all that are in the waters, whatsoever have fins and scales in the waters, in the seas, and in the rivers. Them shall ye eat.
Right, so we only supposed to eat, Yeah, so we only supposed to eat what has fins and scales in the water.
That's right.
Just fish. I mean, so by that logic, would you be able to eat catfish?
No.
Right. All right, and then what else is in the water that our people indulge in that we're not supposed to eat? Because all we're supposed to eat is that have fins and scales.
No shrimp.
Right. All right, shrimp, crab, lobster.
Because they eat from the bottom.
Right. So it's like all these commandments was like made in wisdom. So it's like some people will look at this and be like, you know, the Lord just, you know, I guess being picky or doing his own thing, but in the same sense, if you look at it on the carnal level, all this seafood is what gives us high cholesterol. You know what I'm saying? The pork, that'll be like stuff like gout and different stuff like that, like, and give us other, like, what's some other ailments? Huh? Oh yeah, right. So it's wisdom and all that. All right, so Exodus 35.
The book of Exodus, chapter 35, verse 2.
Hey,
6 days shall work be done, but on the 7th day there shall be to you an holy day, a Sabbath of rest to the Lord.
Alright, so it says 6 days shall work be done, but the 7th day shall be a Sabbath of rest to the Lord. So what day is the Sabbath day? Right. Right, it's Saturday. And then it's like, and what time does the day start?